Have you ever heard a sound so strange, so powerful, that it made the hairs on your arms stand up? Imagine a sound like that, but one that wasn't just heard by a few people. Imagine a sound that was detected halfway across the world, a sound so loud it baffled scientists for years. This is the story of the bloop, the day a mysterious ownerless sound echoed from the depths of the ocean and made the whole planet listen. It all started in the summer of 1997. The Cold War was over, but some of its old tools were being repurposed for a new mission, listening to the secrets of the deep sea. The U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA, was using a sophisticated hydrophone array originally designed to detect enemy submarines. These underwater microphones were spread across thousands of kilometers in the Pacific Ocean, forming a massive listening network. On one fateful day, this network picked up something extraordinary. It was a sound unlike anything they had ever recorded. It was an ultra-low frequency, but extremely powerful, burst of noise. The sound rose rapidly in frequency over about a minute and was loud enough to be detected by multiple sensors over 5,000 kilometers apart. To give you some perspective, that's like someone shouting in New York and being heard clearly in Los Angeles. The sound signature was bizarre. It didn't match any known, man-made, or geological source. It wasn't a submarine, it wasn't an underwater volcano, and it wasn't an earthquake. Scientists at NOAA were stumped. They nicknamed the mysterious sound the bloop. The name sounds a bit comical, but the implications were anything but. When they analyzed the sound profile, they found it bore a striking resemblance to the vocalizations of a living creature. But here was the problem. For an animal to produce a sound that loud, a sound that could travel across an entire ocean basin, it would have to be colossal. It would need to be several times larger than the largest known animal on Earth, the blue whale. A blue whale's call is one of the loudest sounds in the animal kingdom, but even it can't be heard over such a vast distance. The bloop was louder, much louder. This mind-boggling fact sparked a wave of speculation and excitement around the world. The media caught on, and soon, everyone was talking about the bloop. What could possibly be living in the uncharted depths of the Pacific? Something so gigantic it dwarfed the largest creature we've ever known. The location of the sound only added to the mystery. It was traced back to a remote point in the South Pacific Ocean, west of the southern tip of South America. This area is a desolate, deep part of the ocean, far from any major shipping lanes or known geological hotspots. It was, in many ways, the perfect hiding place for something unknown. For years, the bloop became the stuff of legend. It fueled countless theories, from undiscovered sea monsters to secret military experiments. Of course, the most popular and thrilling theory was that of a colossal, unknown marine animal. People's imaginations ran wild. Could there be a creature lurking in the abyss, a true leviathan from ancient myths? H.P. Lovecraft fans were quick to point out that the coordinates of the bloop's origin were eerily close to the fictional sunken city of Arlai, home to the monstrous Cthulhu. While this was fun for fiction enthusiasts, scientists were focused on finding a real, evidence-based explanation. The search for the bloop's source was on. Researchers pored over acoustic data, cross-referencing it with seismic activity, weather patterns, and anything else that could possibly make such a powerful noise. For over a decade, the bloop remained a genuine scientific mystery. Other strange, unidentified sounds were also recorded from the deep, given names like Julia, Slow Down, and the Whistle. But the bloop was the most famous, the undisputed king of oceanic enigmas. It represented the vast unknowns of our own planet. We could send rovers to Mars, but we had barely scratched the surface of our own oceans. Over 80% of the ocean remains unexplored, unobserved, and unmapped. Then, in 2005, a breakthrough began to emerge. Not from a monster hunter's expedition, but from more patient scientific work. As technology improved, scientists were able to deploy more sensors and gather more precise data. They started to focus on the sounds of ice. Specifically, they began to study the sounds made by massive icebergs as they calve or break away from glaciers in Antarctica. These events, known as icequakes, release enormous amounts of energy. When a giant chunk of ice, sometimes the size of a small country, cracks and scrapes against other ice or the seafloor, it generates incredibly loud, low-frequency sounds that can travel for thousands of kilometers through the water. Dr. Robert Ziak, a seismologist and oceanographer with NOAA, was one of the key figures in solving this puzzle. His team started comparing the acoustic signature of the bloop with new recordings of these ice. The similarities were uncanny. The frequency, the duration, the way the sound rose, it was a match. The voice of a living creature that had haunted our imaginations was, in fact, the sound of ice. The team concluded that the bloop was the sound of a massive icequake, likely a large iceberg cracking and breaking away from an Antarctic glacier. The sound waves then traveled north through the deep sound channel in the Pacific, an ocean layer where sound can propagate for immense distances. The final confirmation came when they were able to pinpoint the location of other similar sounds directly to the glaciers of Antarctica. The evidence was overwhelming. The great monster of the deep was, in reality, a colossal, shifting mountain of ice. So, was the whole world disappointed? A little bit, maybe. The idea of a real-life sea monster is undeniably more exciting than a cracking iceberg. But the truth is, in its own way, just as awe-inspiring, it speaks to the incredible power of nature on our planet. The scale of these icequakes is difficult to comprehend. They are geological events of immense force, a testament to the dynamic and sometimes violent processes that are constantly shaping our world, even in its most remote corners. The story of the bloop also highlights something very important: the process of science itself. It's a journey of discovery, where mysteries are slowly unraveled through observation, hypothesis, and evidence. The initial theory of a giant creature wasn't silly. It was based on the best available data at the time. But as more data became available, the theory evolved. Science isn't about having all the answers at once. It's about the persistent, patient search for them. And in a way, the resolution of the bloop mystery is also a warning. The increasing frequency of these powerful icequakes is a direct result of our warming planet. The owner of the bloop wasn't a monster, but the sound was a symptom of a much larger issue: climate change and the melting of our polar ice caps. The sound that scared the world in 1997 is now becoming more common, a constant, low-frequency rumble reminding us of the profound changes happening to our planet. So, the next time you look out at the ocean, remember the story of the bloop. It's a reminder that even in the 21st century, our world is full of mysteries waiting to be solved. And sometimes, the truth is even more complex, more powerful, and more relevant to our own lives than the wildest fiction we can imagine. The ocean is still a place of wonder and secrets, and it still has many more stories to tell. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into the deep, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more explorations into the amazing mysteries of our world. See you next time.